This podcast is sponsored by Squat, the hilarious new adult animated sitcom set in a quirky Boston fitness center. Tune in to see if Scott can keep the gym afloat amidst chaos and comedy. Streaming now on YouTube at squatspotfitness.com.
Memorable sayings from the best adult cartoons you'll quote forever. Discover the funniest and most iconic sayings from top adult animation series that have taken over our daily conversations with humor and wit. Why adult cartoons have the best catchphrases, and you know it. Okay, so picture this. You're binge watching some best adult cartoons, right? You're lounged on the couch, snacks within arm's reach, and suddenly, bam, the screen throws down a line so good, so gloriously quotable, that it basically becomes your new go-to phrase for everything. And guess what? That's the magic of adult cartoons. Those adult animation series are the masters of creating sayings that stick to your brain like gum on a sneaker. Let's be honest, adult animated TV shows are like those quirky friends who always have a weirdly perfect saying for every awkward or ridiculous situation. Whether it's an existential crisis, a hangover, or just sitting through a family dinner, these adult humor cartoons hand us catchphrases that fit the chaos of modern life, but with a twist of hilarious absurdity and a dash of, did they just say that on TV? So, what makes these sayings so unforgettable? It's the way these shows tap into the precise blend of sarcasm, wit, and sometimes weirdly profound nonsense that only adult cartoons can serve up without blinking. From Rick and Morty's iconic Wubba Looba Dub Dub to BoJack Horseman's deeply sad, I'm not a monster, I'm just drawn that way vibes, these lines aren't just words. They become part of the collective adult animation lexicon. And hey, speaking of adult cartoons that bring the funny, if you haven't checked out the Squat sitcom, you're missing out on some seriously funny fitness-themed shenanigans. It's an adult cartoon series that gets the struggle of working out and life all rolled into one laugh-packed show. Watch Squat now and join the fun at Squat Spot Fitness, where the jokes hit as hard as the gains. The most iconic adult cartoon sayings and why they slap. Shut up and take my money, Futurama. Okay, who hasn't thrown this line around when tossing cash at something ridiculously unnecessary? Usually said with wild enthusiasm, but no actual logic. It's the ultimate declaration of instant blind devotion to a thing you don't really need, but want anyway. I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV. Parodied so often, it feels like a character's life motto in Archer. Because in adult animated TV shows, pretending is an art form, and so is pretending to be competent. Bonus points if you're hilariously incompetent and know it. Doe? The Simpsons, because Homer Simpson's lifelong battle cry is both a recognition of a screw-up and a cry for help. This one's the grandfather of all iconic adult cartoon catchphrases. Anyone can say, oops, but it takes a level of commitment and vocal dread to say it like Homer. Make me a sandwich. Heard in various adult humor cartoons, often followed by an equally ridiculous retort. This phrase somehow morphed from a lazy comedy to a punchline about gender roles and laziness in the 21st century. It's all about the timing, people. Existence is pain. Poor Mr. Meeseeks from Rick and Morty, absolutely nailing the adult animation series vibe of existential dread wrapped in absurdity. If you've ever felt slightly overwhelmed by life, this little blue dude's catchphrase sums it up and makes you laugh in spite of the chaos. How these sayings sneak into real life and ruin your serious moments. You know what's funny? Once you've got these phrases lodged in your brain, they don't leave quietly. No, they show up in the weirdest places. Like that time you almost gave a serious presentation, and suddenly you hear your own voice dropping some goofy line from an adult animation series. Suddenly, you're wondering if you should quit your day job and start a comedy podcast instead. Then there's the fact that these sayings become the secret handshake of adult animation lovers. You say, "Shut up and take my money," at the right time, and suddenly you're not just a regular Joe or Jane. You're part of a club that gets it, and that's pretty rad. Why we keep coming back for more. The truth is, adult cartoons know their audience. They know that us grown-ups want the humor sharp, the cultural references wicked smart, and the jokes comfortably inappropriate. And the sayings? They're just the icing on the ridiculously inappropriate, clever, and sometimes downright weird cake. Plus, these phrases give us a way to relate to the chaotic, bizarre world of adulthood. Because let's face it, sometimes, when everything's going sideways, a well-timed wubba-lubba-dub-dub or a make-me-a-sandwich moment is exactly the ridiculous escape valve you need. So, if you're loving these little nuggets of wisdom and nonsense from adult humor cartoons, why not add something new to your watch list? Check out The Squat sitcom. It's got all the wit, sass, and absurd fun you want from a top adult animation series, with a unique twist of fitness life chaos. Trust me, you'll be quoting it in no time. Watch Squat now and join the fun at Squat Spot Fitness, where laughter and gains come together in perfect harmony.